video, I want to give credit where credit's due. And I want to give credits to the Clippers for their transformation, their metamorphosis over the past 10 to 12 years. Because what this organization has been through and have been able to accomplish is really, really great. I mean, they're finally getting their own arena. They're getting their own arena. So I want to clap it up for that. But I also want to clap it up for them for what they have been able to do with this franchise. This franchise was a joke for so long. They were a joke. A lot of people thought they would never be good. Some people thought they would never be better than the Lakers ever. They used to have to give out free tickets. It was just bad for a really long time. And now the Clippers went from that to the Lob City era, and from the Lob City era to where they are at now. And even though they have not had any real playoff success, they still have come a long way from what they used to be. And at times they have been better than the Los Angeles Lakers. They went from the little brother who would never live up to expectations to the little brother from every now and again might get the last laugh, but still will never be as good as the big brother. You know what I mean? So I want to give credit where credit is due before we start talking about the Clippers. What's going on, y'all? My name is Stephen Connor. This is Sports Talk with Stephen Connor. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share, and hit that post notification bell so you can get notified whenever I upload a video. And without further ado, let's get started with today's video. And today we're going to talk about the Clippers because this is it for the Clippers. I think the Clippers are on their last legs. I really do. Regardless of what happens, I think this year is their best shot to win an NBA title. I still think 2020 was their year, the bubble year. I still think that was their year, the best year. But of course, we know they blew the 3-1 lead. Paul George hit the side of the backboard, and they self-destructed in front of everyone, and they blamed Doc Rivers. That's what has happened. And since then, they have had really little success. Of course, they made it to the conference finals one year, but unfortunately, Kawhi Leonard got hurt. Then Kawhi Leonard missed the whole next season, and then they completely missed the playoffs. And then once again, Kawhi Leonard got hurt, and so then this year, they didn't make it out of the first round, which I will say this. If Kawhi stayed healthy that year, they went to the conference finals, they would have went to the finals. And if they would have stayed healthy this year, they could have made a run to the conference finals. They really could have. They would have beat the Phoenix Suns. They really would have. But they didn't. And so we're kind of in this weird situation with the Clippers, with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard are going to be able for contract talks soon, or Kawhi is and PG has to wait till September. It's something like that. And the question is, it's two questions we have to ask. Should the Clippers extend Kawhi and PG, number one? And number two, should they trade for should they trade for James Harden? Now, to answer the first question, should they extend Paul George and Kawhi Leonard? I think they should not extend them to like how they extended Anthony Davis or extended Jaylen Brown. That's a no-no. That's a definite no-no. And I say that's a no-no because they're injury prone. And you have absolutely gotten nothing out of this. You basically traded away your future. You did what the Rams did. Y'all traded away all y'all first-round picks in order to win a ring. At least the Rams won a ring. You have yet to win a ring. You desperately need to win a ring in order for this experiment to have worked. You need to win a ring. And I don't know if as an owner, as a GM, I could commit to Paul George and Kawhi Leonard long-term, knowing their playoff history, knowing what they've been doing for the past 4 years. The last 4 to 5 seasons, the reason why the Clippers have not made it far in the playoffs or won the title, except for the first year, is injuries. Injuries. The first year, they completely choked. But after that, it's been injuries every single year. And it's not like they're getting younger. They're getting older. And as they get older, they might get more injured. Who knows? When you get older, your body starts to get different, especially when you play sports. They're going to be more fragile. They're already as fragile as it is. And it's the honest to God truth. And that's the honest to God truth. However, you're going to a new building and you will want to have a really good team. So I think that's going to be a factor in this too. But really, if I'm them, I would be very hesitant on extending Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. Yes, I think I should do it. You should do it for less money. But will Paul George and Kawhi do it for less money? Will they do it for less years? Who knows? We'll find out soon. I doubt that, but that's just my opinion. The second part of this is, should they trade for Harden? James Harden opted in his contract to Philly and demanded a trade. He wants to get traded to the Clippers. And the question is, should the Clippers trade for him? And I see a lot of people saying, no, it's a dumb idea, this, that, and the third. I think it's a pro and a con to this. And we'll get into why it's a pro and we'll get into why it's a con. But I just want to say this, that James Harden might not be what he used to be in Houston. However, he helped Embiid win the MVP last year. He was one of the best playmakers in the league last year. He was a borderline all-star. You can argue he should have been an all-star. I believe he had like 10.7 assists. He led the league in assists last year as well. The Clippers need a playmaking point guard. They have not had a good, great playmaking point guard up to this point. They have Reggie Jackson, John Wall, and they have Russell Westbrook. Those are not playmaking point guards. They aren't as good as they used to be, or they aren't that good to begin with. Reggie Jackson, even though Reggie Jackson at times showed he was the man. And the Clippers, let's not forget that playoff run they had when they went to the Western Conference Finals. Reggie Jackson looked really good that year. But like I was saying, they really never had a playmaking point guard in the first place. Now they have the opportunity to go out and get a playmaking point guard, and Harden can help them in the regular season. Harden is a regular season player. Once again, James Harden is a regular season player. We all know Kawhi and Paul George are injury prone. Since they are injury prone, James Harden can help them out. He could take the load off of them and help them out a lot during the regular season. That way they could get a higher seed, possibly get home court advantage, and all that good stuff. But then you go to the cons of having James Harden on your team. Number two, what you gonna do with Westbrook? Westbrook proved that he still has what it takes to be a starting point guard in this league. What are you going to do? Are you going to put him next to Harden? Are you going to bench him? Are you going to trade him? That's a whole nother topic and a whole nother story and a whole lot of other stuff to think about. But the second part is that James Harden is not a winner. And we know that. James Harden has proved year after year, time after time, that he just isn't clutch. He reminds me of Finn Balor. At SummerSlam, when Finn Balor lost, for those of y'all who watch WWE, I was like, what the heck, man? Really? Again? You're not clutch, bro. You're not clutch. No matter what you do, no matter who you surround him with, he can't win in the playoffs. And it's just as simple as that. So if you want to have postseason success, I don't think having Harden on your team is a good idea. However, for regular season success, he will help you. He really will, but he just shuts down in the playoffs. And like I said, the injury history mixed with Harden shutting down, it's not a good idea. And so the Clippers have a lot to think about. They really do for this upcoming season. Do you trade for Harden? What do you trade for Harden? Because the Sixers are trying to contend, and I'm pretty sure that they want someone who's either going to help them to be able to contend or get role players and picks and pieces around them that they can end up trading for somebody who could keep them contending. They're going to want something out of Harden. They're either going to want to trade for someone, another all-star superstar directly, or they're going to have to get some pieces from the Clippers to trade for them. So they're not going to want a scrub or something. They're actually going to want some value back for Harden, number one. And number two, do you extend Paul George and Kawhi Leonard? Knowing their playoff history, knowing their injury history over the past few seasons, do you honestly want to trade for them? But you know that if they stay 100% healthy, what they are capable of next to James Harden, and even not next to James Harden, without James Harden, what they are capable of. Like I said, the West is a wild, wild West right now. We got your up-and-coming teams. We got teams who are here now. We're going to have surprise teams next year. You do not know what the next few years have in store. So what do the Clippers do? You let me know what you think the Clippers should do down in the comment section down below. Until next time, Stephen Kyle.